Hello friends, I'm back today with some raspberry macarons. These macarons are filled with a raspberry jam filling and a chocolate ganache. They're beautiful, they're pink, and they're perfectly delicious. I just love the combination of chocolate and raspberry. If you like this video, give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. Start out by sifting the powdered sugar and almond flour together and set it aside. Now we're going to add the sugar and egg white powder to a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. The egg white powder is completely optional. If you can't find any around, just skip it. You don't have to change anything in the recipe. Add the egg whites to the sugar and whisk the mixture until the sugar has completely melted. It should take 1 to 2 minutes. You don't want the mixture to get too hot. You can test by touching the mixture between your fingers, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the heat. Transfer the syrup to the bowl of a mixer. Start whipping on low and then gradually increase the speed to medium and then to medium-high. I like to whip my meringue on speed 6 of the KitchenAid. Whisk until stiff peaks have formed. When you pull the whip up, the peak should be stiff and shooting straight up, not bending down to the side. Now I'm going to transfer the meringue to this bowl so I can show you the macaronage process a little bit better. Pour the sifted powdered sugar and almond flour into the stiff meringue, and then you can add the food coloring. I have added some fuchsia food coloring. And then begin folding with a spatula. We're going to fold until the perfect consistency has been achieved, and I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. And now, since I want the color to be a little bit deeper, I'm going to add some more food coloring. I ran out of my fuchsia Americolor, so I'm going to add some Cake Craft Rosy Pink. It's also gel and it's also an amazing food coloring. The batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly but effortlessly. And once you're able to draw several figure eights with the batter that's flowing off the spatula without having the batter break up, then you're ready to go. Transfer the batter to a piping bag fitted with a round tip. I'm using a 1/4 inch diameter piping tip. Place the piping bag directly 90 degrees over the center of each macaron template. Apply gentle pressure and carefully pipe for a few seconds and then quickly pull the bag up, twisting slightly. Pipe one tray at a time, and then bang the tray against the counter to release any air bubbles. And also use a toothpick to pop any remaining air bubbles from the surface of the shells. Let the macaron shells sit to dry for about 20 to 40 minutes. It depends on how wet the batter is and how humid the day is. You know that they're ready to be baked when you gently touch the surface of a macaron and it doesn't stick to your finger. Bake the macarons in the preheated 325 Fahrenheit oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Time, baking, and oven temperature are going to depend on your own oven and on your macarons, so it's really important that you figure this out. After about 6 minutes baking, I like to rotate my tray so my feet bake evenly. The macarons are done baking when you try to move a macaron and it doesn't feel jiggly. If the macaron is still jiggly, keep on baking. Now we're going to make the raspberry jam. You're more than welcome to use store-bought, or you can make this quick recipe that I'm going to teach you. Add the raspberries, lemon juice, and sugar to a small saucepan. Instead of sugar, you can also use maple syrup or honey. Bring it to a boil and let the raspberries simmer for a few minutes until they get soft. Mix the cornstarch with some water and add it to the pan. And stir cooking until it gets thick for about 1 or 2 minutes. Then remove the pan from the heat and strain the jam if you don't like the seeds. If you're going to strain the jam, it's very important that you squeeze all of the juice out. And then at the end, I like to grab a few seeds and put them back into the jam, just to give it a little bit of texture. It's actually quite yummy. Let the jam cool down completely in the fridge. And now let's make the quick chocolate ganache. Add hot heavy cream to dark chocolate chips or chopped chocolate. Stir them together until the chocolate has completely melted. Let it cool down completely. After it cools down, the ganache should be very thick. Transfer it to a piping bag fitted with a small round tip. Here I'm also using a 1/4 inch diameter piping tip. Pipe a ring of chocolate ganache around the edges of each bottom macaron shell. Then spoon some of the jam in the center. Top with another shell. Let the macarons mature in the fridge overnight before serving. I hope you liked this video. For the full recipe, you can go to piesandtacos.com. I'm going to put a link to the recipe down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!